Said about Cardinal first baseman Jack Clark.
When you look at our ball club, whenever you got Jack Clark playing and he's healthy and in the lineup, you know, if you're 2 runs down, you always hope you can get a runner on in the 9th inning and get him up to the plate. He's the only guy we got like that.
Yeah, it really feels good. Feels better even today, really.
Even though he didn't take batting practice today, Clark demonstrated he's feeling no ill effects from his injured thumb.
It was a question I had to answer because it's been, you know, since the injury, really since I swung a bat. So I gave it all that time to rest, and I got the results I wanted, and I was really pleased with that.
If Clark stays healthy the entire season, look out. Clark plans to put some thunder back into the Redbird offense.
Still looking for my best season I've ever had. I still know I can do better. I can put more home runs up. I can drive in more runs.
Reporting from a soggy St.
Petersburg with the Cards, I'm Gary Apple, News 4 Sports.
Is back with the Cardinals after being away for 2 seasons with the Giants and the Tigers. LaPointe says he's ready for his second go-round with the club, and this time he has something to prove.
Well, I haven't come down here thinking that, you know, I'm Dave LaPointe of old, I've got a spot on the team, you know, just go through the motions and you're going to be there. I came down like I'm a rookie coming up again, and I have to prove myself to everybody again. And I've been away, I've pitched against the Cardinals, but that's not the same thing as being with them every day. So I'm down here with the position and nobody's going to...
Ready for the season. Cox worked 5 innings. He didn't allow a run, and the Sox just had 2 hits off Cox. He and Mike Laga collaborated on that defensive play. The Cards took a 2-0 lead on Andy Van Slyke, single to left field. The ball just drops in front of the outfielder. Tom Lawless scored the Birds' second run. In the 4th inning, Jim Lindeman got the first of his 3 hits. Lindeman blasted a pitch from Rich Dotson down the left field line for a solo homer, and the Cardinals took a 3-0 lead over the Sox. It was Lindeman's 3rd homer of the spring. On to the 6th inning now. Bill Dawley of the Cardinals continuing to struggle. He gave up back-to-back home runs. Harold Baines hit the 2nd homer, and the Sox trailed by a run 3-2. But in the 8th, Jim Lindeman picked up his 3rd hit of the ball game and his 2nd RBI. Lindeman's single scored Mike Laga to close out the scoring. The Cards win at 4-2 as Jim Lindeman continues to be a pleasant problem for Whitey.
The amazing second-place New York Mets versus the National League champion St. Louis Cardinals. Offense versus defense. Pitching versus speed. But the 1986 season didn't live up to its billing. The battle turned cakewalk. The Mets took an early lead, held it, then drove it out of sight. The Cardinals were left in their dust, struggling to reach 500, struggling to overcome injuries, struggling to just hit the baseball. The National League's top-hitting and run-producing team in 85 sank to the worst in 86. The team batting average, a mere .236. At least the well-oiled Redbird running machine remained intact. As Whitey Herzog is fond of saying, speed never slumps. Last year, his slumping team proved him right. The Cardinals led the majors with 262 stolen bases. The Mets led the majors by winning 108 games. But all that's history now. This is spring training 1 year later. A clean slate, a new beginning, and a new set of predictions. And which team is the overwhelming favorite? The amazing world champion New York Mets. But the St. Louis Cardinals aren't paying much attention to the preseason hype. They're concentrating on baseball. They're determined to erase last year's embarrassments, get back to basics, and prove that Whitey's 1987 edition is ready to play ball. Greg Matthews, last year's rookie pitching sensation, has adopted the workout that made 42-year-old Steve Carlton famous.
It's practice. It's just being able to look at a target for a certain amount of time and going through your windup, always focusing on that. You know, don't let yourself get distracted by anything.
Matthews also does a variety of sit-ups and push-ups designed to strengthen his legs, arms, and stomach to take the pressure off his shoulder. These exercises are done with light weights. Once considered taboo in baseball, it seems most of today's players have incorporated weights into their conditioning programs.
3 days a week, I went to the weight room with a strength coordinator. We worked religiously on gaining strength in the middle part of the body, first of all, the stomach and the back region, understanding that everything stems from that, the strength, and then we worked for the limbs.
The hopes were high. The team won their first 2 games, and in the 3rd outing of the season, Willie McGee blasted the first of 3 back-to-back home runs. Clark on a changeup, hits a long one into left center. Adios. Batter is Tito Landrum, and a swing and a long one. Down the line. Adios. But those hot bats would soon turn ice cold. After the Cardinals won 7 of their first 8 games, they proceeded to drop the next 7, including 4 straight to the Mets. 3 weeks into the season, the Cards were at 500, and it would be August 16th before they reached that point again. The more they lost, the worse they hit. The worse they hit, the more they lost. At the beginning of May, the team batting average was a dismal .204, not far from their pathetic World Series average of .185. But besides the atrocious hitting, the bullpen was in shambles. 3 more pitchers, Jeff Lottie, Rick Horton, and Tim Conroy, were on the disabled list. The shaken Cardinals won only 9 games in the month of May, and Whitey Herzog said it was the longest month he'd ever spent in baseball. At least in June, the Cards won more games than they lost. But they were dealt a crushing blow when Jack Clark tore the ligaments in his right thumb, sliding into third base against Pittsburgh. At a time when the Ripper was needed most, his powerful bat was out of the lineup. Injuries, silent bats, frustration, clubhouse morale hit an all-time low.
I had a meeting, and I said, and from that day on, we started playing well. I think that the ball club as a whole, once they realized, hey, we got to turn it on a little bit, from, I would say, the beginning of July, not just the All-Star break, that we did start playing better baseball.
At the All-Star break, the Cardinals sat in 5th place, 24 games behind the unstoppable Mets. The day after the break, Ken Daly became the 5th Cardinal pitcher put on the disabled list. The next week, Willie McGee pulled his hamstring for the first time. But despite all the adversity, the team had decided it was time to turn it around. The defending National League champions had something to prove. With their pride at stake, the cold bats warmed up, the makeshift pitching staff held their own, and some breaks started to go their way.
They've got Ozzie in a rundown. Now they throw the third, and they got Vince in a rundown. We've got a hot box and a half. They throw low. Vince is safe.
The Cardinals fought their way back to respectability. They reached 500 again in August and held on to finish 3rd in their division. And along the way, their trademark speed and defense kept Busch Stadium packed. Even in an off year, the fans couldn't get enough of Whitey ball. After a dreadful start, the Cardinals were back on their game. In the offseason for a right-handed hitter, Cardinal management is determined to see if rookie Jim Lindeman can provide the power behind Jack Clark's punch. Last year in AAA, Lindeman was 1st in RBIs, 2nd in doubles, and 3rd in home runs. He played 19 games with the big club last September, and he's determined to stay there this year. Comfortable at 1st and 3rd, Lindeman went to Puerto Rico last winter to learn the outfield. But it was his hot bat, not his defensive versatility, that brought him the most attention.
Yeah, I've always been more of a hitter than a defensive player or a base stealer or anything like that, and hitting to me is the funnest part of the game.
Then Lindeman must have had a great time in Puerto Rico. In about 60 games, he says he hit .340 with 11 home runs and 50 RBIs. And since Herzog has been impressed by his power in spring training, it's a good bet that Lindeman will be on the opening day roster. His chances of joining the Cardinals sometime this year seem excellent. The 22-year-old left-hander is the youngest pitcher in camp, but he displays a maturity beyond his years. With the spotlight constantly glaring on the 6'5" rookie, he seems to be keeping the media attention in perspective.
I really don't feel any pressure this spring because pressure is something that you put on yourself and it's self-inflicted. I'm by no means a Roy Hobbs or a natural. I think from my size in spring training, people think that I'm going to throw the ball 105 miles an hour, and that's really not my type of game, and that's really not the way I throw.
McGrain says his game consists of a curveball and a fastball in the high 80s with some movement on it. Given the privilege of starting the exhibition opener against the Mets, McGrain stuck to his game and executed well. Already there's speculation about his chances of becoming Rookie of the Year.
I'm really not ready to comment on that because there's a chance I might not make the team in spring training and be in Louisville next year.
Thug claimed that Vince Coleman in left, Willie McGee in center, and Andy Van Slyke in right gave him the best defensive outfield in baseball. When his 3 main men weren't in the lineup, Herzog called on veteran Tito Landrum or rookies Kurt Ford and John Morris to fill the bill. Throw Jim Lindeman into the mix, and this year, the outfield may be manned by who's healthy and who's hitting. Right field has been protected by 26-year-old Andy Van Slyke. Known for his speed and defense, Van Slyke has borne the burden of unfulfilled offensive potential. Last year, he started to realize it. After a slow start, Slick raised his batting average to .270 and was given the chance to play every day. This year, he hopes to hit well enough against left-handers to hold a regular spot in the lineup.
Second half, I got in there because of some injuries and was real comfortable in that role, and I had a real good second half, and let's just hope that the management will see that this took me in there, and I can probably do a good job for them.
At the top of the broadcast, the baseball Cardinals have acquired one of the premier catchers in the major leagues. They get 29-year-old Tony Pena from the Pittsburgh Pirates in exchange for outfielder Andy Van Slyke, catcher Mike LaValliere, and minor league pitcher Mike Dunn. In picking up Pena, the Cardinals really fill one of their biggest holes. Pena will be the first good defensive catcher with some punch in his bat since the days of Ted Simmons. He's a .286 lifetime hitter. Last year, he hit .270 with 13 homers and 61 runs batted in. He also stole 21 bases, and folks, he's a 3-time Gold Glove Award winner. Now, Van Slyke was the Cardinals' top draft pick in 1979. He's always been a pretty darn good outfielder, but has lacked consistency at the plate. He did have a good year last year, though, hitting .270 with 13 homers and 61 RBIs, but you got to give up something to get something. Mike LaValliere was the Cardinals' #1 catcher most of last season, but many felt a medical counseling program to evaluate possible drug abuse problems. Gooden slipped from his 1985 form last year, and there have been whispers about this sort of thing for months. All the Mets are saying is that there is some indication of past drug usage, but the extent is uncertain. Now, Baseball Commissioner Peter Ueberroth says he's prepared to suspend Gooden immediately, but he won't at this time if Gooden fully cooperates.
4 seasons, he has a .259 lifetime major league average. In '86, he hit .270, 13 homers, and drove in 61 runs. The question mark with Andy, though, can he hit left-handed pitching? The Cards were concerned about it, and they have talked about trading Andy in the past. But when given the chance to play, he has produced. He's had an excellent spring hitting for both power and break loose this year. In '86, Van Slyke hit .270 with 13 homers and 61 RBIs, and that is playing just part-time. LaValliere was expected to be the starting catcher this year, but the Cardinals have been looking to replace him. He played in 110 games a year ago, hitting just .234 with 3 home runs. Dunn, a young right-handed pitcher.
A little surprised, a little shocked, but, you know, my secondary reaction was it's going to be a good thing for me, I think.
Anytime you leave an organization, it takes some adjustment, and now you go to Pittsburgh, where they have hard times. Is it tough adjusting to that mentally, not only on the playing field?
Well, that's a little early to say, Gary, but, you know, anytime you leave a situation like it is in St. Louis, where the baseball is what really everybody talks about year-round in St. Louis, the fans are the best. I can probably continue to say that through my rest of my life, that the St. Louis fans are the best in all of baseball. And you go to a town like Pittsburgh, where the fans haven't really showed up, but they're making the right moves. Hopefully it's the right move they made today. I think it is, and hopefully something positive can develop out of the whole situation in Pittsburgh.
Andy, your name has been talked about in trade rumors for a year, almost 2 years now. Is it almost a relief now that it's off your mind?
I don't know if it's a relief.
Are you ready to play every day and hit the left-handers?
No, based on his career, he hit 192, I think, against left-handers last year. He did get some hits off left-handers this year, but they weren't the quality left-handers that you see in the regular season. I think the Cardinals just got tired of waiting for Andy Van Slyke's great potential to erupt.
And though he's hard to understand, you can see he was visibly upset.
But right now, you know, I tell you, my heart is bleeding. I cried for so many things. I made my life in this ball club.
Best catcher in the game right now. He's a good one. 30 years old, a 4-time All-Star, as I said, 3 times a Gold Glover, hits for power and average, and his arm is like a rifle. Last year, he hit .288, 10 homers, and 52 RBIs. He will probably hit in the number 5 spot behind Jack Clark, and man, give the Cardinals some of that power they were looking for. Most that I have talked to think this is a good trade for the Cardinals. Now,
Bird, Tony Pena, Bill?
It's done so we can get him back to Pittsburgh. Oh, yeah, sure. That's fine.
Well, Bill and Tony Pena, you're live.
Let's go to St. Petersburg. We'll pick it up in the first inning. The bases were loaded for Pena, and he drew the walk. Tommy Herr will score, and the Cardinals led 1-0. The Red Sox scored most of the runs this day, but in the fourth, Pena got on when he slaps it the opposite way. He will beat it out. He later scored, but in the end, Cardinals lose to Boston 7-3. Todd Worrell gets the loss, but Tony Pena looking pretty. Right-hander Dennis Eckersley to the Oakland A's for 3 minor leaguers. The Cubs also threw in minor league infielder Dan Roan.
The team with Jack Clark's for a long time. Does Lindemann possess that lumber? Apparently the Cardinals think so. Because remember, we were talking about possibility and opportunity. Well, if Lindemann is the possible, then last Wednesday was the day of opportunity. The Cardinals and Pirates surprised just about everybody with a 3-for-1 swap that brought all-star catcher Tony Pena to St. Louis and sent minor league prospect Mike Dunn, catcher Mike LaValliere, and Andy Van Slyke to Pittsburgh.
We definitely took a long and hard look before we put Andy Van Slyke in any kind of a trade, Art. We've had a chance to, the opportunity, if we wanted to move Andy to any ball club for the last 2 years. That's the kind of interest that there was in him. But Lindemann has had a great full year. He had a AAA season, 20 home runs, 96 RBIs. Followed that up in the Winter League last year with a terrific year down in Puerto Rico in the Winter League, and then came down here and just knocked the cover off the ball and stolen bases and played decent defense in the outfield. It looks like he's ready to play, so that made it possible for us to move Andy Van Slyke. And when we had to have a chance, when we had the opportunity to pick up somebody like Pena, we felt that was in our best interest to do so.
And the player with the most to gain, Jim Lindemann.
It definitely benefits me the most. I would get a chance to play every day and prove myself and hopefully get 500-600 at bats this year.
So the prospect has made it possible to seize the opportunity. And this season's version of Whitey ball should have a bit more pop at the plate and a certified all-star behind the plate.
Away from the lefty, he's working on the split-fingered pitch. This guy's a veteran hurler, and when he's right, they don't come much better than him.
Fair ball just inside the line. Pena coming to third. And a double for Pendleton. Boy, that ball was a shot that just got inside the bag.
I look for Terry to hit better this year than he did last. He had a very good spring this afternoon. Pittsburgh too. It really makes some people happy. Jim popped to the second baseman Sandberg his first time. 1 out. 3-0 Chicago. Up the middle, and the kid gets his first RBIs of 87. In comes Ozzie, in comes Tommy, and it's now 3-2. That's the job they want Lindemann to do. And if he hits like that. And he bats with the sacks jammed here in the third. Oh, it'll get through, and the Cards get on top. Lindemann scores, Pena scores, and the Cards lead 5-3. So a big base hit by John Tudor to drive in a couple. But he's getting another shot with the Chicago Cubs. Hit it hard and past the diving Sandberg. The Cardinals get another run, and they lead 6-3. Landrum is having some start. His second hit, his second RBI, and he's been on base 4 times. Well, that guy keeps himself ready, Jay, and he's always been able to capitalize on his playing opportunities. He hits a good pitch here, a slider on the outside. And Vince Coleman, good speed on the bases. That is trouble. Into the corner goes Dayette. He won't get this one, and it may clear the bases. 2 runs in. Here comes Coleman. They're going to stop him as Dayette gets it back in fine fashion, and Ozzie has a 2-run double, and the Redbirds scored 2 more. They now lead this ball game 8-3. Boy, he hung a breaking ball here, and Tommy Lasorda.
Full count to Clark. Runner going, swing and a miss, throw to second, safe at second. Clark strikes out.
Thank you.
And Jack Clark touches first base. The Cardinals have their first victory of 1987. Dawley gets the save. Fine work from him. The Cardinals 9.
Inning number 7, Pena took off and stole his first base as a Cardinal. That put him in scoring position for
Today's winning pitcher should be Bill Darley if he could do it that way. The way he threw the ball really, closed the game for us, and the guys swung the bat very well. And I just did not throw the ball well at all today.
Whitey called me last night and said, "Listen, you've had a good spring training. I'm going to start you tomorrow against Sutcliffe." So that made me feel good. He recognized the fact that I worked hard this spring, and I put some numbers up on the board, and then he gives me the opportunity to start. And it's a very precious moment for myself.
Yeah, I didn't swing the bat very good, except for that one time we got a C&I single, but it worked out pretty well, and defensively that didn't hurt us in the outfield. Made a good play. And I was real happy about that throw. So.
Game winner with 2 out in the 9th. Jim Morrison pounded Cardinal pitchers tonight, going 4 for 4. Morrison homered in the 2nd inning right here. Later on, he homered in the 5th inning for a 2-0 Pirates lead. The Pirates were up 3-0 when Mike Laga of the Cardinals hit his first homer of the season for the Cardinals.
Don't you forget about us. We want to see you at the ballpark. There goes Vince, and he gets the stolen base as it gets away from the catcher. Sundberg was a little too anxious. He's running. There it is, the 3-0 steal, and he gets in there. No chance at all. Mr. Coleman is celebrating 87 in a hurry. 200.
Ladies, what Whitey Herzog's talking about when he talks about how important Coleman is to the offense of the Cardinals.
Ooh, my goodness, was that a bullet up the middle off the bat of Jack. His first hit of the season, a 2-out single into center. Vince walked, stole second, stole third, and he comes home on
9 holes.
Pendleton trying to drive home Pena. Fly ball and might make it. Might make it. It's gone. And a boy, Terry. He finally got a fastball, and he turned it around, and it's 3-0. That's the first Cardinal home run of the year.
Boy, he banged it, I'll tell you. Here's a look at it, Jack.
I think it was a fastball, wasn't it? He got a lot of breaking balls. It was down. He went down and got it. And
has a single, and he's stolen a base. Vince is going, didn't get that good a jump, but he still steals the base. His 3rd of the day, and the 6th for the Cardinals. 5th, rather. Single and a swipe of 2nd. He's going for 3rd, and he is going to make it. Now that's his 4th of the day. He steals 3rd base like no one in the history of the game, and I'm going to tell you, like about 99% of people ever even thought about stealing. Look at this break.
As you watch him, I guess it was Lou Brock that said it best. He steals 3rd better than anybody that ever played.
Now the infield in for the play at the plate. Ozzie Clark's hard times where a pitcher will try to overthrow the ball out in front 0-2. See what Worrell does.
Struck him out!
He threw him a slider.
Sandberg did not like the call. Lee Wire walks away. Worrell gets the save. Danny Cox the victory. And the Cardinals have won the first 2 of the 87 season.
The Pirates were up 3-0 when Mike Laga of the Cardinals hit his first homer of the season for the Cardinals' first run of the evening. That came in the 6th inning off Rick Russell. But there may be bad news for the Cardinals. In the 9th inning, Tony Pena was hit by a pitch. He was taken to a Pittsburgh hospital for x-rays. Unconfirmed reports are that Pena may have a broken thumb. That report is unconfirmed. In the 9th, Kurt Ford, 2-run double to right field. That tied the game at 3-all. Lake and Pendleton scored for the Redbirds. But Pittsburgh won in the bottom of the 9th. Sid Breen doubled with 2 out off Dave LaPointe. That scored Jim Morrison, and the Cards lose for the first time this season, 4-3 to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yesterday, Tony Pena just came over to the trade from Pittsburgh. Broken and dislocated thumb on the left hand, could be out 6 to 8 weeks. You think that might affect this race in the East? It'll be interesting to see, Bob, with people like Charlie Moore, Bob Boone, Rich Gedman, catchers still sitting out.
Baseball.
Very few teams go through a season without an injury. Broken bat, but
my, what a play.
He hung up there. Seemed like a 2.5 seconds to call that one down. Big play by Jose Oquendo, the Pirates.
1-2-3 inning. Never throw him out. So here, because they think it's going to be a long game. Clark gets a hit, and the Cardinals make it a 3-2 game, and it goes to the wall, and Clark has driven in his 3rd run of the year. And that's the Clark we're used to seeing. When he's hot, that's where he'll hit that ball.
Today, they were also losing their vice president of player personnel. Al Campanis, who's been with the Dodger organization for 44 years, resigned in disgrace and flew back to Los Angeles with Dodger owner Peter O'Malley. Ironically, it all began Monday with Nightline's look at the impact of Jackie Robinson breaking baseball's color barrier 40 years ago and the progress blacks have made since then. Campanis, who early in his playing career was a one-time minor league teammate of Robinson, appeared as a live guest.
Is there still that much prejudice in baseball today?
No, I don't believe it's prejudice. I truly believe that they may not have some of the necessities to be, let's say, a field manager or perhaps a general manager.
You really believe that?
Well, I don't say that they're all of them, but they certainly are short. How many quarterbacks do you have? How many pitchers do you have that are black?
There was an immediate uproar.
It was a blight on baseball.
Dodger blue is Dodger white.
The Campanis remarks made headlines throughout the country and were prominently reported on television newscasts.
A storm of criticism has made Al Campanis of the Dodgers apologize for remarks he made about blacks.
But apologies were not enough, and today, 70-year-old Campanis, the 3rd-ranking executive in the Dodger hierarchy, was fired.
Los Angeles Dodgers President Peter O'Malley met with Dodgers Vice President Al Campanis this morning in Houston and asked for and received Campanis' resignation.
Well, he has been fired, and that is a good signal that the Dodger organization is embarrassed. But unfortunately, as we look around the league, there are no black managers and too few black coaches.
Al thought that we lacked necessities. You see, and no matter how you look at it, that's the way he thought, and that's how all of baseball thinks.
Johnny Roseboro played for the Dodgers for 10 years. He says racism prevented him from moving on to managerial and front office jobs.
I call it a closed corporation, and as long as you can keep the corporation closed, you will. And I think what Mr. Campanis said the other evening has probably done more to break down that closed corporation system that we've had in baseball for years and years, and I'm looking to the future now, saying that this may be as important as the day Jackie Robinson broke into baseball for minorities.
On the field, more than 25% of all baseball players are black, but there are no black major league managers, no general managers, no principal owners. 75% of all pro basketball players are black, but only 4 of 23 head coaches are, and only 2 general managers. Pro football, 53% of the players are black, but only 11% of the coaches are black, and only 3% of the front office executives.
The only thing that needs to happen today is a change. All we need is a chance. Just give us a chance to run a team. Give us a chance to run a front office. Give us a chance to run a baseball team, and we'll show you. That's all we need.
Baseball Commissioner Peter Uberoth says the issue of affirmative action was discussed several months ago at baseball's winter meetings. He says the owners realize they're now under intense scrutiny.
There's a lot of things that need to be done, and they have to be done quickly, professionally. They have to be done fairly, and without tokenism. It's not an easy assignment, but they're dedicated to getting it done. The ownership of baseball, so they'll get it done.
But present-day Dodger infielder Bill Matlock isn't so sure the wheels are turning fast enough.
Seems like every 10 years they come out and say why there's not black coaches in the head coaches in football, why it's not managing baseball. Then, after that it seems to just die down. Then another 10 years to come up again. Hope this time they could take it a little further and really get down to why they're not black in higher echelon jobs in professional sports.
The All-American game ought to be fair. It ought to be for all Americans at every level.
Let's go to Three Rivers Stadium, game tied at 1 in the 6th. Boom, get out of here, Jack Clark taking Doug Drabick to left. A 2-run blast, Cards up 3-1. Then 2 hitters later, it's Jim Lindemann. Another blast to left, deep to left. See you later. Lindemann's 3rd homer in 3 games, 4-1 Cards. They go on to win it 8-4. They'll be at Busch for the home opener.
On a Friday night, 43,000 fans settle into their seats for the first of the 3 games. Both clubs poked out runs in the first. Cards added another in the second. And the Mets tied it up with a run in the third and could have had a couple of more, but Vince Coleman went up against the wall to rob Darryl Strawberry. New York took a 3-2 lead in the fifth after Mookie Wilson tripled, and Tim Tupple drove him home. In the Cardinal fifth, John Tudor singled. Vince Coleman bounced a hit off the glove of Mets shortstop Rafael Santana. And with 2 out, Tom Herr singled in the go-ahead runs. Rick Horton came on in the 7th and worked 3 scoreless innings to preserve a 4-3 win.
Rick Horton came on to shut down the Mets for the final 3 innings. With the game-ending double play, there must have been a sigh of relief. The Mets would not sweep the Cardinals this year.
Set the stage for the second game Saturday night. The Mets came out smoking, roughing up Danny Cox for a 5-0 lead going into the bottom of the 4th. But the Redbirds returned the favor, knocking out Mets starter Ron Darling with a 4-run 4th. And by the 6th, when Tom Herr delivered an RBI double, the Cards were on top 6-5. Such an emotional comeback that the usually well-mannered Cardinal fans covered the turf with their seat cushions. But the roller coaster ride of this night was not over yet. The Cardinals held a 1-run lead into the 9th.
The Mets came back to go ahead on the top of the 9th, due in part to some off-the-mark pitching by a struggling Todd Worrell. When Todd walked Wally Backman and Keith Hernandez, Whitey had seen enough and brought on Bill Dawley to face the heart of the Mets lineup. With the bases loaded, first up was Dangerous Darryl. He launched Dawley's pitch deep to left, but into the glove of a leaping Vince Coleman. However, the Mets' Kevin McReynolds and Howard Johnson smacked a pair of singles to put the Mets up 7-6. In the bottom of the 9th, Jesse Orosco walked Ozzie Smith. Tom Herr sacrificed him to second.
Bottom of the 9th, it was time for the Wizard to work a bit of magic. With Jack Clark at the plate, Ozzie stole third. Gary Carter's throw skipped into left, and the Cards headed for extra innings, tied at 7. In the top of the 10th, Dave LaPointe bounced a pitch past Steve Lake, and Al Pedrique trotted home to put the Mets on top again.
But the Cards more than answered in their half of the inning. Terry Pendleton slapped a 1-out single to...
Watch right here. Gets the breaking ball and right on the fist and just pushes it out over the second baseman Tupple's head into right center. Rich Hacker reminding Pendleton there's 1 out. You are the tying run. Steve Lake got that big RBI back in the 4th inning when he...
Pendleton at first. Lake singles to left. That's 12 Cardinal hits. Runners at first and second with 1 out.
Well, Ken Wilson, you can say something about this team. They are not going to give up. Fastball inside, laces it into left field. Got the pitch up. As you said, Tom Pagnozzi, a lot figure would be the... Everyone says Tom Pagnozzi will hit. He has to refine his defensive skills. What a better time to prove it now.
Base hit, right field. Here comes Pendleton. Here comes Strawberry's throw. It's strong, not in time. Tom Pagnozzi in his Busch Stadium debut singles on the first pitch off Jesse Orosco. It is 8-8 in the 10th, and they're going crazy here at Busch Stadium.
Well, we might as well put him away. Pagnozzi, I told him, I set the stage. Look at that. Inside out the pitch, he shoots it in here. Strawberry got a strong throwing arm, comes up firing. Carter had the plate blocked, but he had it blocked to the backside. If he would have been...
2 innings for Gary Carter.
It's a right off the end of the bat, and the backswing comes all the way around. See him swing around, come back, and poop right on top of the head. He does.
Second.
Come on, Ozzie, put it away.
Ball 4, and oh, did Ozzie have to have a good eye. Well, what's Tommy Herr done? So he has been retired only when he's sacrificed. He's had an outstanding game. Up the game is loaded. 2 outs. Bottom of the 10th. Tied at 8. Orosco ready to throw the first pitch to Herr, and he hits it a mile. Tommy Herr could have a grand slam. Tommy Herr does. Tommy Herr belts a 10th inning grand slam home run, and the Cardinals for the second straight night. The final score, 12-8, 48,000 delirious fans here at Busch Stadium. One of the most remarkable victories the Cardinals will ever come up with. 12-8. They beat the New York Mets. What a night at the ballpark. That Al Raboski is a game-winning RBI with 4 asterisks to follow it.
Oh, there it is, the first pitch, a high fastball. Sends it back to the board. You see Johnson going back, tries to jump, but it's in the upper deck. Holy smokes, there's not a seat cushion to be taken home tonight. Watch this swing, high fastball, go up there, totally relaxed. He had a good idea. He knew it. Grand slam, and there it is, folks. Cardinals 12, Mets 8.
This ball game will be long remembered. Tommy Herr being saluted as he walks across the field.
Tommy Herr.
We're 8-8 in the bottom of the 10th. Off the stretch, Orozco. Here's the pitch. Swinging a long one in the left field. Way back in the corner. Grand slam! A grand slam home run by her. And that's the winner. 12-8.
And again, the plastic...
The Cards, who won their 3rd straight over the Mets. In the 3rd, Vince Coleman stole 2nd and then stole 3rd right here. Coleman later scored on a ground out to make it 1-0. Later in the 3rd, Jack Clark's hustle paid off. Clark beat out this grounder by sliding to avoid the tag by Keith Hernandez. Now that was a big play because the next hitter, Willie McGee, blasted this Sid Fernandez curveball into the seats for a 2-run homer. McGee's round tripper gave the Redbirds a 3-0 lead, much to the delight of the Busch Stadium fans. Last night, rookie Tom Pagnozzi got his first Major League hit. Today in the 4th inning, Pagnozzi got his first Major League homer with a long shot to left center to close out the Cardinals scoring. Later, Ozzie Smith made some defensive magic when he went airborne right here to take a hit away from the Mets. The Wizard does it again, and so do the Cards. 4-2 the final, putting the Birds in first place. Matthews got the win. Horton got the...
A freak accident will cost the Cards the services of pitcher John Tudor for an undetermined amount of time, at least 3 months. Barry Lyons, chasing a pop foul from Jack Clark, slid into Tudor in the Cardinal dugout. Preliminary x-rays showed a broken bone in the knee, but after being hospitalized and further tests, it shows a broken right leg just below the knee. For John Tudor, he will be put in a cast for 2 months, have at least a month of rehabilitation, will be lost at least for 3 months now to the Cardinals. He was helped off there by his teammates. What a freak accident.
And that'll bring in Steve Trout. He struck out twice. He'll probably be sacrificing. Fakes it. They may get the double play. Ozzie was late in covering, but they still get the double play. Ozzie Smith with those unbelievable movements of his. He started late. He did not think that the third baseman was going to throw the ball there. Pendleton did, and it goes 5-6.
Doesn't run like he used to.
There he goes. Pitch out. They'll still won't get it. So many times you see those catchers make poor throws on pitch outs, don't you?
Well, he's
big lead by Coleman. He's going. Don't even throw, Jody. Stolen base, his second of the night.
12th of the year for Vince Coleman.
It really paid off for Moreland. He can take you deep, and he's a free swinger. And that one will leave the ballpark if it stays fair. Nope, it's going to go into the corner. And what a play by Vince Coleman. That ball really died at the last. Coleman never gave up on it, and he made an outstanding defensive play.
This is a tough play. He's got to contend with a corner. He never gives up. Good concentration by Vince Coleman. Take another look at it. This is a fine play.
Pena was injured in the 3rd game of the season. And he has played very well offensively and defensively. And he gets a base hit, and we may have a play at the plate. Tough throw for Denier, so he doesn't make it, and the Cardinals lead 1-0. And you know Lake has to feel very happy about it.
Durham with a shot to first, grabbed by Clark to Smith, one, back to Conroy, double play. A hot shot by Durham, and Clark turns it into 2. It goes 3-6-1. A good play by Conroy. Moreland has drawn the 2-out walk. Jody swings and lines it into right center. Kurt Ford cutting across, and what a catch! Kurt Ford, a backhanded catch in right center field to take an extra base hit away from Jody Davis and save a run.
Hesitate to go to Lee Smith.
Cardinals still have a left-handed hitter, Laga, on their bench. There's a high fly ball, and this ball is going to go, folks. We've got a 1-run game. 5-4, second home run of the night for Jack Clark. His 4th home run of the year. Oh, it hurts the
70-80 feet away from the hitter, and that's a tough situation.
Ozzie Smith not hitting much lately, but breaks out. Dawson, nice job to cut it off, and Ozzie Smith will have a stand-up double. Had Dawson not cut that ball off in the alley, it might...
Here's the big difference with the Cubs in the outfield this year, the fact that they've got 3 outfielders that can go get him. Andre Dawson cutting this ball off. You see it hit right off the wet spot. This ball looks like it's going all the way to the wall.
No score, first inning. Cardinals threatening. There's a drive to right, a base hit. That'll score Ozzie Smith. Dawson on his way to the plate with a throw. Here's her. The ball hits her. Lindeman will go to second base. And the Cardinals take a 2-0 lead here in the first inning as the ball eventually trickles into the Redbirds dugout.
It's a high fastball. 2-0 count. Power hitters love fastballs, and he drives the ball into right field. RBIs 10 and 11. Watch the throw by Andre Dawson. It arrives at home plate at the exact same time as Tommy Herr. And he knocks it into the dugout, and Lindeman winds up in third. Watch it again. The throw is off target. Andre with a strong arm, but needs a little better location here. Looks like a soccer play. Herr drive.
Pagnozzi at second base. 2 down, second inning. There's a base hit. Dawson plays it on a hop. Pagnozzi on his way to the plate. The throw way offline. The run scores, and Coleman is at second. And Steve Stone, that's the way the Cardinals keep getting the extra base.
This is really a bad play by Andre Dawson. You don't want to make that throw home and let Vince Coleman go to second. You really have no chance, especially Dawson, who didn't field that ball cleanly. And you see the throw way off the mark. Durham had to come over the mound to play there.
1 out, nobody on. Herr up the middle. And Tommy Herr has a single here in the 3rd inning.
And Tommy Herr might be hurt at first base. And this would be a tremendous loss for the Cardinals, who certainly don't need any more problems. Now they're going to take a look at it.
That could be tough on the paycheck of the groundskeeper.
Also, here's a man who's had surgery on both knees, and sometimes when you turn, tremendous power looking for a fastball.
Oquendo is running. Clark takes the swing, and Oquendo has a stolen base.
Fastball, he throws it by Clark. And Jody gets the throw up at second. Jose Oquendo in easily. Way.
And a line drive up the middle, base hit to center. Smith goes to second and stops. Martinez up with the ball. So Oquendo served it into play. And the Cardinals on opening day in relief of Rick Sutcliffe. There's a line drive up the left field line into the corner for extra bases. Smith scores. Oquendo around third. He will score, and Clark pulls up at second with a double. So it's now 5-1 as Clark, and here's the 1-0 pitch.
You know, you can analyze this play, but you really have to go back to the 3-6-3 double play that wasn't made. That gave the Cardinals an extra out in the inning. And that's the result. 2 RBIs for Jack Clark. He now has 10. And anytime you give
off Maddox. Pendleton ground ball up the right field line. Extra bases into the corner. Dawson waits for the ball to come out. Pendleton rounding second and decides to stop there.
Maddox came out to pitch this bottom of the 6th inning. He's been roughed up today. He's thrown a lot of pitches, and this time
Walker with good speed at first, Mumphrey at third. 5-2, Cubs trail, and that should do it. Trio on a 1-strike pitch, pops it up. Oquendo squeezes it, and the Cubs end up taking 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals here at Busch Stadium. 2-11-1 for the Cubs today, 5-7-0 for the Cardinals. They win it 5-2. Steve and I will be back right after this.
Cards need a hit from Pendleton with 2 out. Attaboy, Terry. Cardinals lead 1-0. 3 for 3 for Pendleton. And he drives in his 6th run of the year. A walk, a stolen base.
No earned runs along the way. 3 strikeouts, hasn't walked a batter. So Ray Soft comes in a very tough situation.
You can beat me. All you can do is tie it. Go ahead and try. He tries.
There you go.
Mookie Wilson may come up with it. No, sir. Off of the wall at the 4:10 mark, and the Cards have a shot. A 1-out double by Jack Clark gives the Redbirds the tying run in scoring position. Man, he hit it a
5th.
Clark sends it a long way to center, way back. It is gone.
Wow. Look where it's, he hit it right where it says home run. Brother, did he blast that one for his 5th of the year. Into that wind. Cardinals don't score any more runs.
0-2 pitch to the Cardinal catcher. Swing right side, gets by Hernandez. Forward around third. He's being waved on. Here comes Strawberry's throw to the plate. It's high, gets away from Carter. Oquendo will come down the line. He will score because the ball is out of play. Cardinals get 2 on the Steve Lake single.
That's what happens when you play aggressively, and now the Cardinals are.
Well, this guy can handle the bat. Bob Forsch. 1-2.
Squeeze
Here
play.
It comes.
He got
2
it.
strike. Here comes Lake. He will score. Well, you called it, Jack. A beautiful bunt.
Rookie Tom Pagnozzi, the catcher, and Clark's 1. It hits off the left field wall, and young Tom has a double. Jen Lindemann scores. It's 1-0. The Mets led 2-1 in the 7th. Kurt Ford lofted 1 to center, and Mookie Wilson lost it in the sun. What a break. Jose Oquendo comes home, and the game was tied. Next up, it was Vince Coleman, and he slapped a grounder just to the right of Keith Hernandez. It gets out into right field. Pagnozzi was on third. He scores the game winner. It was Whitey Herzog's 1,000th career. His reaction? Well, let's get 1,001 tomorrow.
Hit that magic wand a little bit of the way of a Rod Carew.
1 strike on Gwen. Ozzie's got him where he wants him. Ready, trying to swim back, is out. Throw to first, a double play. And Tony Gwen, I'm sure, had to be admiring things a little bit. I'm sure Allie thought that the runner Ready might get hit by the ground ball. That was a mistake by Gwen.
It really was. You can see him right there. Oh, he fell down, it looked like. And great concentration by Ozzie Smith. What an outstanding play. Most shortstops would not even have caught that ball because they were screened. And then Tony Gwen. Really, Tony, it looked like he almost fell down coming out of the box. Very uncharacteristic.
Giving up 2 runs. They were both unearned in the 2nd inning. This is Santiago. Ozzie. Boy, can he spring up in a hurry? Can Clark dig it out? Yeah! Ozzie Smith to Jack Clark to take a hit away from Benito Santiago.
Take a look at it right here. It's a changeup, and he sends it right into the hole. This has base hit written all over it. But look at Ozzie dive, gets to his feet, had a little trouble getting it, then he fires right on top of the ball, bounces it over here, and Jack Clark is getting better and better every game of scooping balls out of the one. Jack's been on base 2 times today. Sends this one a deep drive, way back to right. No. Tony Gwen's back. No question about it. Number 200 for Jack Clark.
Lyman. In his career, a plateau is reached, his 200th career home run. So Jack Clark gets it. What a start this year for Clark. That gives him half a dozen on the season. Fly out. Nick Leyva is very high on Booker. Booker was his regular shortstop at Little Rock when Nick was the manager there. And a base hit. Rod Booker has his first major league hit. He played in '83 in the Texas League for Leyva, and Nick said that he reported back to the Cardinals that year and said that he felt that Booker could play as a backup infielder at the big league level. And then in the 9th spot, the pitcher Lance McCullers. High drive, right center. Gwynn and Salazar after it. This one is off the top of the wall. Clark heading for third. He'll have a stand-up triple. Now the Cardinals are going to argue that it hit in the basket and came out. That's what Nick Leyva says. That's what Jack Clark says. The second base umpire, Jerry Davis.
Fair to the San Diego Padres. Unless he really sees it correctly, he can't guess and assume that it was a home run.
Cardinals down by a run, nobody out. McGee at the plate, 8th inning. And this will at least get the run in. Could give the Cardinals the lead. This one off McGee's bat is off the wall. Clark will score. It's 6-6. It's a double for McGee. So justice is served.
That's the Cardinals we want to see.
Dave Dravecky. His 2-2 is looped on a broken bat single to left. Booker scores. McGee right behind him. He'll score. And it is 9-6 Cardinals as they match the Padres' 8th inning. Gwynn at second, 2 outs in the 9th. And the high towering fly. Coleman, or rather Ford, a late start, and Ford is there to make the catch and end the ball game. Martinez fouls out to Kurt Ford. No runs, a hit.
And one Cardinal hero is replaced by another. This time it's Willie McGee. Clambers to the plate in the 6th inning with his team trailing the Dodgers by a couple of runs.
Oh, sends this one deep into right field. No question in the second deck as Willie McGee hits his second home run of the year and a 3-run shot and sends the Cardinals ahead right here by the score of 4-3. There was no doubt about that one. As a 2-0 pitch, and Willie sends it over the boards.
There's no doubt at all. Mike Marshall in right field just barely half turned around and watched it sail. I can have a look at it. See, Niedenfuer came in. He got the 2-0 pitch right down the heart of the plate and up in the wheelhouse, and McGee turned on it and drove it in. Ride base hit to left field. Clark digging for 2. Dives, and he's safe at second base. What hustle by Jack Clark. Here's Clark at second. Willie McGee aboard at first. 2 outs, bottom of the 10th, tied 4-4.
And it's going to be another breaking ball.
Ground ball, base hit, left field. Clark rounding third, heading home. Guerrero drops the ball, and the Cardinals will win it 5-4. Guerrero had to come up with it in a hurry, and it booted it out in left field, and Clark scored without drawing a throw, and the Cardinals have made it 3 in a row as they beat the Dodgers tonight by a score of 5-4.
After the All-Star break. Hit only 182 in the second half. Long run for Pendleton. Look at the effort, and what a sensational catch by Terry Pendleton, and Franklin Stubbs is the first out of the inning.
The short, compact stroke right here, sits on a slider, goes down and gets it. Someone goes back, but he can't jump that high.
Here's a hot shot. Look at the backhand play by Ozzie. The snap throw to Clark, who digs it out. And Marshall
When St. Louis traded this player to New York, the Mets got a man who sports a silver bat and a gold glove. Can you name him? Keith Hernandez of the New York Mets spent more than 8 seasons in St. Louis, helping the Cardinals win a World Series in 1982. But in '83, Keith went to New York in a surprising trade, and a sluggish team found new life as the popular Hernandez hammered out a winning style that carried the Mets to the top last year. Nowhere is that style on better display than at first base, where Hernandez has won 9 straight gold gloves. With Keith Hernandez, the New York Mets have found the right balance.
Look, it looked like a nice... And with Tim Raines coming up, Rice, and the only time they got him was a dazzling play by Tim Tuffle. What a day he's had, and now he has a chance to really... High drive into deep left field. McReynolds watching. Would you believe a grand slam for Tim Raines? That has to be one of the most incredible stories of the year in any sport. The first day back.
That has to be one of those stories. If you wrote it for television, they'd say that's too corny. It'll never work. Can you imagine that? And boy, I'm telling you, look at those Montreal Expos. They're really not only high fives there, on the bench they're just waiting for him.
Slams. Won by Tommy Herr earlier this year, and now the jackpot to Raines.
Brown, he says, in the Giants organization, he can really hit too. Ozzie, nice play to Booker, 1 out to Clark. They get the double play. Chris Brown hits into a double play. Giants get a run.
But this man can hit it with the best of them. He takes a vicious cut. Now watch this. Oh, come up, little sweet pick, and then he's gets his heart under control and throws over.
Cards got well on the arm of Joe McGrain. The 22-year-old left-hander opened a 7-game swing west with a 3-0 shutout of the Padres. The Cards went 5-2 on the road trip and would be both impressive and frustrated. Impressive by hammering the Padres in a 17-10.
30th. Oquendo makes a fine play. The secret weapon rolling to his right towards
playoff home run in '85, plus all the things he did while a member of the Giants against the Dodgers. Look at that one go. Walking away from home plate. It is a fair ball and a home run. Clark stood at home plate to see if it was going to stay fair or foul. He pummeled that ball, the second Cardinal hit. His 8th home run, and the Cardinals lead 1-0.
He never took his eyes off it, Jack. He wanted to stay in bounds, so to speak, and it did. And listen to the chorus of boos that greet the Ripper as he heads home.
Number 8 leads the club in our...
The hitter with 2 men on base. Guerrero cracked a 3-run homer off losing pitcher Greg Matthews. The Dodgers took a 5-3 lead. It was...
I'd like to see Jack set the table for him here. Goodbye! Clark has done it again. Look at that baby sail. Woo-hoo-hoo. Mr. Clark once again sticks it in the Dodgers. His second homer of the game. RBI number 4 gives him 26, and we're tied, folks. Welcome to the club, Mr. Howell. You think Jack doesn't like to come to Dodger Stadium? There goes Tommy Lasorda's breakfast. Ooh. Jackson is too much, isn't he? Look at it. He's the catalyst of the offense, and as he's smoking, watch this one. Jack, he's going to watch it. Now watch it. Oh, yes, he says. Hello, Pedro.
There
you think you can watch him go?
In the 8th inning, man on first, Ken Landreau doubled off Pat Perry into the right field corner to score Mike Ramsey with the game-winning run. Then, in the 9th inning, Dodgers reliever Matt Young struck out the side to finish off the Cardinals. Tom Pagnozzi was the final out, and the final score was 7-6 Dodgers.
A big weekend of baseball about to begin here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis as the Reds and the Cardinals, the 2 top hitting teams in the National League, get set to tee it up.
Now there's a good chance to see if they'll hit and run or anything.
And that's a problem right there. Good double play combination for the Cardinals. And 13 losses. Coleman takes one with him, and here's a play by Francona. He swiped at him and didn't get him.
getting the ball down and utilizing that speed. And I tell you, that's just the... And you can see how it bounces up here with that turf. We talked about it, and you can see the outstretched glove of Francona. But
aggressive lead on Ted Power, and he's not going to waste any time at all. And there's number 22.
He had a good lead on him, and he had the lean going, and Teddy, surprisingly, I guess, did not want to throw over there and take any chances, but...
Activated. Here's a pitch. And the Cardinals lead 1-0. 10 games in a row. Pendleton is hit in, and St. Louis draws first blood.
6'4", 225 pounds, keeps anybody honest.
Strike 3. He does it again. His status is questionable. If he can't go, it'll be former Pirate Lee Tunnell, who they called up today as Ford grounds one into left field. Johnny talked earlier about Jim Lindemann, and Lake has just done an outstanding job in his absence. And Ford gets a huge jump. And despite the pitch out, the Cardinals have themselves another stolen base.
He actually believes that they can do it. And here you see he's got his foot out there on the turf, and that's a big lead. You got to get somebody close. You got to hold.
That hurt. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs are going to score. And the Cardinals lead 3-0.
Was playing him so deep. This ball hit in the left field, and of course no power at all whatsoever to left field, and you can see how far Cal Daniels has to run and really get in a position. Somewhat hesitating with that knee that's still maybe a little sore, but at the same time, with that, they're threatening the Cardinals.
And another strikeout for Mr. Cox. That's his second.
Well, they've sent him up and down. There's been a real shuttle service between there and there.
Base hit for her.
The afternoon. Jeez, pretty good lineup here.
Hit up the middle and by Larkin into center field. Ted just kind of cruising through Danny Cox. Got a hit.
And right there for him, and he rounds it into center.
6th hit for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 4th option of where he fields the ball and what position. There's a ball hit well. Eric Davis over. What a play! What a great catch! Danny Cox able to get back and tag up, and that'll score a run. But you're talking about a great play, and Eric Davis is down. Well, I think the bat, and Clark 0 for 1 with a base on balls. Ball hit up the middle, base hit. Coleman will score easily, and Jones fields the ball and fires it into Stillwell. Smith stops at second. Tommy Herr leads off for the Cardinals. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Joe Nuxall, Johnny Bench, hard hit. Larkin unable to handle. He's got to hurry. Throws it away. Goes in the dugout. Well, looked like he misjudged it a little theater, and
Well, you see some.
there it is. He got the breaking ball right out over the plate, and Nick Leyva is going to hold Tommy Herr up, and it gets by, and alertly, Guy Hoffman, he got him. Oh, he didn't. Well, Guy Hoffman back for his 2nd inning of work, and he works to Vince Coleman, who hits it in the gap in right center field, and, well, nobody will get to that one. Parker up with it. Back into Oster, and Oster will just have to throw it into Terry Francona, but Coleman just scampers around those bases.
Here's the pitch, and right there for Vince, and he hits the gap in right center. I tell you, he can turn it on now. He went around the 3rd as quick as Eric Davis.
All you could hope with, look at this turn. He can just glide. All you could hope for there was it bounced him up at the end of that year.
Daniels gone. Chase very surprised at this move because, you know, unless Whitey thinks Buddy Bell is eligible to hit.
Well, Rabowski was asking me about him, and I told him I didn't think he could play. I really give Cox a hand, but at the same time, if he walks O'Neill, then he's got Daniels.
Trying for a little taste of glory here tonight. try by Cincinnati in the 9th inning. But the last inning magic, which has become so prevalent, fails them here in the series opener in St. Louis. They come within one on the 2-run double by Ron Oster, but that's the way it ends as the Cardinals win it. Final score 5-4.
Run in a 1-1 first inning.
Especially he had not seen his ball club score fewer than 2 runs.
Uh-oh, for the Pete Rose fans, forget it. Oh, Clark, a monumental drive on a 3-2 pitch. And it's 3-1 Cardinals. Boy, the crowd comes alive early tonight.
Hudson just got all of that Mario Soto pitch. He was all over it. Watch him right here. He just had an aggressive swing, but look at that connection. You think he didn't know it? We're kidding him about having a tune-up tonight before the first game of the doubleheader tomorrow.
Out in right, Kurt Ford. Look at that catch. What a grab by Kurt Ford to take extra bases away from Dave
A little bit easier at home, especially when you have a team that's built for this ballpark.
Ford muscles up, taking a pitch up around the shoulders. Parker won't get it. It's a home run for Kurt Ford. The little guy clouts his first home run of the season. Oh, Ford jumped on that high offering from Mario Soto.
See, the fans really like it. Now watch him. Watch him come up. He sees a high pitch and he just jumps on it. And then watch him run.
Against lefties. So he can really bomb the southpaws. Woo! And talking about bombing a southpaw, he sends up a heavy one right to Conroy, who spears it. And there's one out.
Oh, Davey's got to be talking to himself right here. You see you fall behind the count, 2-0, and he sends a bullet right back up the middle. And believe me, that's just instincts right there. Conroy's follow-through leaves him. You can see most of the time a sidearm pitcher will have a distinct advantage against a right-handed hitter. A left-hand hitter can see that ball from the side very clearly, but a right-hander, it looks like it's coming right out of him.
Into the corner and right. Parker on the run, won't get there. One hop off the wall. Pendleton already to third. Here he comes. He'll score. It is 6-1 Cardinals as Jack Clark now has 3 RBIs second base. Parker at first, 2 outs in the ninth. 6-5 Cardinals. 1 and 2 on Tracy Jones. He swings and misses. It's over. Todd Worrell is back. The Cardinals make it 4 straight victories. They win their 20th of the year.
Green. I mean, he feels and acts like he's been in the big leagues 10 years. I mean, not that it's a cocky attitude, but it's a confident attitude.
Joe McGrain brought not only his attitude, but a little of the Redbird magic, too. His first outing as a Cardinal was a 5-hit, 7-strikeout win against the Mets that gave Whitey Herzog his 1,000th Major League win. McGrain led the club in ERA through the first 4 starts, but he knows that the kind of success the Cardinals are having with called-up and patched-up players is
very, very unusual. You talk about the great unique blend that we have. A lot of veteran players mixed with some young players, and the veteran players have gone out of their way to make me feel at home and make me feel wanted and make me feel like I can play a part here. I know John Tudor is not healthy, but he's really helped me a lot in telling me how to throw certain hitters, and he's really provided a lot of information for me, even though he's not healthy.
And they use the pitch. They use the pitch for the squeeze, and it is perfect. I mean, timing is excellent. RBI for the pinch batter Booker, and the Cardinals take the lead. Situation, close the door.
Popped up down the right side. Let's see if there's a play for Jack Clark. Yes.
Oh,
and
what
Clark
a play.
on top of the tarp over there. And
boy, that was some play. He knew he was going to hit that tarp, but he had a shot at the ball. And
Atlanta Braves baseball, along with John Sterling. This is Ernie Johnson speaking to you for the 5:10 start. Sitting down with Stan Kasten, the president. There's a single to center by Pendleton, and he's quickly hit in 14 straight. He did that the game-winning RBI. That's hit slowly up toward third. It'll be a base hit. Nothing they could do. When you're a slugger and you top one to third with everybody playing back, it's an automatic infield hit. Still some people coming in, and that's into center field. Almost took Paleo with it. Ozzie Smith with a sharp single to center that almost hit.
You'll see the line drive, and you'll see Paleo just get out of the way. A high fastball.
That's into left field. James charging. The throw toward the plate is cut off. A run scored. So the balk hurt. A run is scored. It's 3.
Terry Pendleton has a very good at bat. He hits this curveball. Kind of a backdoor curve dropping over the outside corner, and Pendleton goes with it.
With over 1,000 career wins. Runner going. The throw is late. He got a big jump on Paleo. That's a stolen base.
And you see this great jump by Pendleton rendered the good arm by Virgil obsolete on the play because
runner going. Ball strike 3. Throw going to be out easily. Murphy thought the pitch was high. We'll look.
Well, there's the break from Oberkfell, and as Murphy takes the third strike, Lake guns him out. It's a good throw by Steve Lake. Now Thomas has struck out, and that is
Griffey holds the runner at first. The 2-2 ground ball, deep short, gets by Thomas into left field. It's a game of inches. If he gets to that, he might get a double play. But Deadman is ready. Breaking ball, base hit, right field. That'll score 1. Clark will stop at second. It's a 4-2 game. And the Cardinals are... It has rained intermittently throughout. Strike 3 call. Breaking ball over the outside corner. Hall to deck. Runner going. They're going to get him. Ozzie Smith took the throw. James is cut down. So nothing, no one left. We go to the 7th inning. The Braves lead the Cardinals 4-2. Line left field. On comes James, but that'll fall. Boy, it took a funny hop, but he gloved it. Well, Ozzie can crank up the old throwing arm now. Now the 1-2 pitch. The runners lead. Here it is. They're going. It's high. Virgil can't locate it. The runners are now in scoring position. Oh, that's that speed.
For Vince Coleman, this will be stolen base number 25 of the season. And for Ozzie Smith, number 9 of the year.
A run is in. It's 4-3. Clark gets an RBI. Willie McGee is the batter. That's the 3rd walk of the inning. It hit him, and the game is tied.
And Horton's 2-1 delivery. Line drive to right field again. Coming over fast. Kurt Ford. Nice running catch in right. Nettles has to return to first. Virgil going the other way. To be playing center field for him.
Yeah, when this ball left the bat, it looked like it was in the corner in 2nd and 3rd, but he just outruns the ball. Good job of base running there by Nettle.
Economics, and he's his own agent when he negotiates his contracts. And that's all for Gary Redicky. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Runner. Little check swing is going to work for Vince Coleman. It drops into right field. He's aboard with a base hit. He's getting that big lead, as you can see, and there he goes. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second base, not in time. That's a good throw by Ozzie Virgil. Good jump, and just did get in there.
3.5 steps he had taken before the ball was released. Perfect throw.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. The changeup is drilled in the hole. Right field, base hit. Coleman around third, heads for home. Murphy has no play there. Throws back to first. Oberkfell puts a tag on, but not in time. Hit it 5-4.
Watch what Ozzie does here. He is so intent on pulling the ball and rolling those wrists. All he wanted to do was hit the ball to the right side, and good things happened for him because he was unselfish, and it wouldn't be surprising if he took off.
He now has a 14-game hitting streak. There goes Ozzie Smith. There's Ozzie Virgil's throw, and another stolen base. struck out, fly to right, fly to center, and walked in this game. Worrell delivers. Popped him up on the first pitch and should end the ball game. Terry Pendleton, foul territory. Cardinals win it. So Worrell needed just one pitch to end it. As Dale Murphy fouls out to Terry Pendleton, this series even up at a win apiece now, and the Cardinals back in a tie for first in the National League East. Final.
So we got here about midnight. That ball is going to be caught. No? Yeah.
Yes. You were right the first time. It's close.
I didn't think he'd have to jump, but he did, and he caught it. So they're into the fence as he did catch it. Couldn't have gone much further, could he? A lot of times the ball would come out of the...
Well, just throw it in there.
And there it is, and the Cardinals have the lead as Tunnel comes through.
Make a mistake, and Tunnel's going to hit you.
Second RBI of the season for Tunnel. Tunnel looking in to Tony Pena.
Pass is not easy to double. He can get down the line. He better.
Ozzie flips to her. Over to first. In time. There it is.
If there's a better double play combination in this game, you're going to have to march him in and show him to me. Baby's juiced up this year.
Could you tell that from your appearance in the Old Timers game last Sunday?
Goodbye, folks. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. And Clark has done it again. I told you he was due, Jennings.
Yes, you did. You called it.
Home run number 11 and RBI number 38 and 39, and the Redbirds are rolling.
A boomer. That one went about 430 feet from home plate into the bleachers in left center.
1983. And it's not going to be easy, is it? That'll play.
Coming on the run, Coleman coming. Did he make the play? He did.
Oh, we got the double play, too.
And
double play. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, baby. Double play. This game's over.
And Ozzie and Pendleton. Clark coming back from the thumb injury.
Goodbye.
Here it goes. If it stays fair.
Fair, baby.
And it is
home run. Oh, we'll get an argument here. Look at this argument.
Hal Lanier.
Man, oh, man. Hal Lanier left the dugout.
Grand slam.
Immediately. Unbelievable. I didn't get a good look at it. We'll get a replay of it, I'm sure.
Well, they're into it. Lanier's out of the game. Lanier's been thrown out of this game. Here comes Clark. Grand slam home run. And Lanier down the third baseline into it with Williams.
It cost him a couple of runs. And a chopper, and it's going to be Pendleton's play. Wasn't that good. Wasn't that good.
Fourth, he singled and scored. And in the fifth, he flied to right. Oh, good play by Pendleton. Leaped high and wheeled and threw him out.
Back in the minor leagues.
Deion James sends it up the middle. Tough play. Her there. And he gets it. What a play by Tommy Her.
He may have got a little piece of it, but here Tommy gets there, and Deion James has a good running speed, so no wasted effort at all. Could even put him ahead.
Hot shot. That'll be extra bases into the corner. Smith scores. Here's Pendleton. Clark to third. Nick Leyva waves him in. Clark's the tying run. He scores. It's a bases loaded double for McGee, and they're on their feet. The Card to tie it at 5.
He gets that fastball. He hooks it right down in the corner, and this will clear the bases. It also gives Willie 10 RBIs in his last 7 ball games. They try to make the relay throw and get Jack right here, but the aggressive base coaching of Nick Leyva allows the Cardinals to tie it. Just a patented hook swing of Willie McGee, and we have a tie ball game. And
after Hall, it'll be James. Cards would like to turn a double play right here. They get the double play ball. Her to Ozzie, on to first. 4-6-3. Cards in their half of the fourth will have.
They were being interviewed about the lively ball. There's a lively hit to left along the line. quickly, and let's see. No play. We'll show a little bit on. And a double for Ozzie Smith.
Vince was away from him, going away, and he hit the daylights out of him.
A 1-2 count on Jack Clark. Clark drives the ball to right. He's really tagged it. Murphy back. Jack Clark has hit a 2-run homer. A first-inning 4-bagger. His 13th. Cards lead it 2-1.
On that ball, hit it all with his arms and still got enough of it to get it over the wall. About 380 feet from home plate.
Here for Jack Clark. Willie tags it. Could it be back-to-back homers? Look at this one go off the facade of the top deck. Oh man, Willie McGee, his 4th of the year. And the Cardinals lead the Braves 3-1.
Well, here, let's see. It's an off-speed pitch. Willie has that type of swing where he uppercuts it, and he gets it all. Look at this.
We hope to see you at the ballpark. Here's a pitch. He got him with a curveball.
But Terry goes in there very tough, and the dropped ball.
Wants it down. There might be a curveball down. Goes a fastball down. Strikeout.
Again, the line. The 1-0 line. Field base hit. A good look at Jack Clark for you. There he goes. Ozzie fell down as he threw it. The ball's in center field. Coleman's on his way to third, and he'll pull up there. A stolen base.
Ozzie lost his footing as you watch Coleman break. Now watch Virgil lose his footing. Throw a little bit low. Gets by Hubbard. And they've got a runner at third.
Oh, they're very close to that right now.
Looped to center. Deion James can't get it. It's tie ball game. Runs in double figures this year. That's pretty good. Thomas looks at call strike 3.
Oquendo to Smith. What a play. Jose Oquendo
steals a base hit from 4-6. Force play ends the inning. And we go to the bottom half of the 7th with the Braves still leading it 5-4. Been their 3rd game and 5 tries on this road trip. In the hole, base hit left field.
5th. Clark, well, you got it. 2nd one of the day, 15th of the year. He now has 48 RBIs, tops in baseball. How about a curtain call? Thank you, Jack. All right. Tony Pena had a big day, his first real good one.
1 strike, the count on Thon. He struck out in the 2nd inning. Changeup. Pendleton wants it. Low throw, and he gets in. A couple nothing. 1-2. That'll get the run in. It's a base hit for her. And it's 2-1. RBI 17 for Tom.
Have Ashby at first base. The catcher doesn't run well. We got 1 strike on the switch hitter Jackson. And he lofts a little soft liner into shallow center field. Oh, look at that by Morris. Went in there, double switch. I thought that had base hit running all over it. And lucky some good base running there by Ashby. Didn't get doubled up.
Boy, oh boy. Wasn't that some catch? There is not a chance in the world that Morris would get to this ball. He was so far away. And he just goes flying through the air. Look, he covers the last 10 or 12 feet horizontally. Running all out. He says, oh, I've got no chance. I can give it 1 dive. That is a remarkable catch by John Morris. Just coming.
Really happy about finally getting a chance to contribute. Sends this one down the right side. It could be fair. Oh, it gets the wall, and it gets by
Householder out in right field. Pena has that good running speed. He's going to get a triple and clear the bases. That's what you do. If they want to walk the guy ahead of you, you make them pay. That ball shot out there like a rock. Game of 1-1. They're running, and Terry sends a smash. It's going to be a down. It goes into left field, and both runners will come around to score. Terry, well, there might be a play at the plate. He's hustling all the way. It gets away from Ashby. And Tommy Herr falls right on the knees, had all the knee surgery, so it continues. Terry Pendleton ends up at go with the slider or something, want it down and away, or maybe just the fastball.
Fastball. Tunnel has it. He's got a run right at Doran. Nice job. Ozzie gets the man. Safe. In the ninth inning. The Cardinals bullpen. 3 shutout innings tonight. 5.
Replaced Jim Lindemann, who was back up, then had to leave the game with a sore hamstring. But watch this catch by John Morris. The diving grab.
The Lakes 2 division leaders, the St. Louis Cardinals and Cincinnati Reds, meet in Riverfront Stadium. It was a spectacular month of May for Cardinal first baseman Jack Clark, who pounded pitchers for 9 home runs and 35 RBI. No less impressive has been Red center fielder Eric Davis, who hit 3 Grand Slam home runs in May, a National League record. Cardinal left fielder Vince Coleman leads the majors with 31 stolen bases, while Davis is second in the senior circuit, third in the majors with 20 thefts. The Wizard Ozzie Smith continues to sparkle at shortstop for the Cardinals. The remarkable Davis, approaching superstar status, shows he can contribute defensively as well. Davis pacing the National League in home runs, runs batted in, and runs.
Like to throw to the 4 corners, the 2 shoulders and the 2 shin guards. It gives them something bigger to throw to.
Larkin goes down swinging, tag out the runners at first and third. Line up the middle, base hit. Clark will score easily from third. Holding up at second is Tommy Herr. An RBI single for Kendo.
He never played in the outfield in the minor leagues, and Oquendo's start tonight is because Jim Lindemann is still...
2-0 pitch now by Royce. High fly ball left field, going back deep, still going back, and that ball is out of here. A home run. Tony Pena, a 3-run home run as Cal Daniels just had to watch that one disappear. His first home run of the year. There was no doubt about that one, Tim.
Bob Skinner, his former batting instructor, Bob now at the Atlanta Braves, used to call him Boom Boom. Because every day during batting practice, Tony would try to hit balls out. Well, Bob Skinner would be proud of this swing. Boom Boom connects. Wow. That's Tater City. Head right on the ball.
Well, you know he's going to hit some home run. Royce delivers, and it's a fly ball left field, base hit for Pendleton. Terry Pendleton. Fly ball left field, going to drop in for a base hit. Pendleton making the turn. He's on his way to third, the throw, and he's in there safely.
Ocean can gain a base, thereby being the same thing as a stolen base. And that's the reason for what it proves.
I'm not going to say anything. 3-2, and Davis strikes out. Grounded up the middle, and it'll go through for a base hit. So Ozzie Smith, after walking and
usual hitting style.
2-2 pitch. Call, strike, and Davis strikes out for the second time. Sometime when Davis was hurt.
Right-handed batter, and there's a line shot to left. Base hit. And so Lake is on with one down. Coleman, the pitch on the way now. A 2-1 pitch. The runner going. Line to left center field. It's going to drop in. It's going to go to the wall. Booker will round third. He will score easily at
Busch Stadium against the Atlanta Braves. This ball gets by left fielder Cal Daniels, but what an alert play.
After this commercial and news headlines from your locals against him. Robinson in relief of Royce. There's a fly ball, bloop to left field for a base hit. Didn't hit all of that, but he's got on anyway.
So much for stats, huh?
Ground ball to short. Larkin kicked it. The run scored and we're tied.
That technically he was caught in between, it appeared. Watch. He didn't have to backhand that ball. All that.
There he is. He's shown great maturity. Not a very old guy. There's a runner going forward, and he gets second base easily. Kurt Ford. 2-2. Strike, and that is the third time he struck out tonight.
Thought obviously because of injury that he shouldn't do that.
There's one hit off the fist, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Davis is over, cuts it off, and Smith makes a big turn. He's going to have to get back to first base. Right on the edge. Robinson looks over, and he draws another throw, and this one gets by Osaski, goes down the right field line, and Smith goes to second, and is that a big play? Ozzie Smith now down at second base. And Franco, a Brooklyn, New York native, played at St. John's. There's a ground ball, fair ball, left field line. 2 runs will score. Smith scores. Coming in to score, also very easily, is Jack Clark, and down to second with a stand-up double, 2 RBIs. Big base hit by Tommy Herr. 1-2 pitch now from Worrell to Ron Oster. That's it. It's over. Called third strike. And the Cardinals have won it. St. Louis with an 8-6 win. Worrell picking up the win. The Cardinals scoring 8 runs on 10 hits, committing 2 errors. The Reds 6 runs, 12 hits, and 2 errors.
Ozzie a short lead. He's going, and a swing, and a long one into left center field. It just keeps going, and it's going to be. He caught it! He caught it! He caught it for the second out. Unbelievable. 0-2. Clark drills one to deep left center field, and that ball is at the wall, and it is. Well, did he do it again? Did he do it again? He must have a baseball in his glove.
Deep everywhere in the outfield. Goodbye. Did he get it? You bet he did. Home run number 16, and the Cards and Clark are off to a ball.
It's going to be another one of those days. Jack Clark got every bit of that one. Hammered it about 380 or 90 feet away into the left center field bleachers.
And now a Cub fan throws it back onto the field. You won't see that very often. A guy gets a fan, he threw it back on the field. Let's watch this one. He got the 3-1 fastball in there. He says, I'll try it again. And Clark says, oh, yeah? You'll try it, all right. And he takes care of it from there. Deep into the bleachers. That darn thing missed going out. Look at this swing. You talk about power and a perfect time to see the shortstop Ozzie out. The left fielder Vince Coleman comes up. He knows he doesn't have a play at home, so he sees Hurst right there. Makes a perfect throw, and Dunston is cut down. It goes 7-4. I know he's been out and on the disabled list. I have a lot of respect for Schmidt.
1-2 pitch on the way. Ground ball skips off the mound. Herr to second. Over to first. The double play.
You talk about some antics. The best double play combination in the game right there, folks. We'll give you $500,000. He said, you got it. Boy, do they have a bargain.
Look at that.
How about a job of relief pitching by Todd Worrell? Man at third, one out. He gets Sandberg. And he wants him to shake one off. He's going to try to stay away, it appears.
Here we go.
Struck him out. The Cardinals win. Worrell with 2 strikeouts here in the inning, 3 in the game. What a relief job. He saves it for Danny Cox, and the Cardinals are now 2 out in front in the Eastern Division. Well, Mike Bush, this was a whale of a start for this 4-game series. We have
here. There's a chopper headed up the middle and a base hit through into center. So leadoff single for Terry Pendleton by Pendleton. The first time the Cardinals have had the leadoff man on. He's going, and a base hit into right field. Dawson with the pickup out there, so the Cardinals start the runner on the hit and run, and Pena shoots it through the right side.
Good piece of hitting by Tony Pena with Pendleton going. He goes the opposite way, right by Rhino, and Pendleton on his way to third.
Base hit. So Morris has driven in both of them, and Pena does not challenge Andre Dawson. 3 hits in a row. Morris makes it a 2-1 Cardinal lead. The third base coach will watch it again. He really turned on it and did pull it.
And time and time again. Ozzie right through the break. Here comes Matthews. And runners at the corners, and the Cardinals are up 3-1. It went right through.
On another base hit here.
Runner goes and into the hole, and the Cardinals lead it 4-1, and Ozzie goes on to third as he was on the move.
How about those birds? Are they roll?
Clark up the middle, make it 5-1. Ozzie comes home. Herr goes to third. Clark gets RBI number 52.
The Cardinals. Look at this fastball turned around. Nicky Knowles just wanted to make sure that he got his cap out of the way. That thing sizzled into center. Ozzie.
Here's the ripper. Look at him.
Ooh, is he watching that baseball well?
And a high chopper. Ozzie comes up with it, throws, and they got him. Oh, what a play.
You can't ever get caught going from second to third when you tag. Unbelievable.
Listen to the Cardinal fans yelling, Ozzie, Ozzie, Ozzie.
What a great play. What a great play. And Denier, watch him after he gets up from there. If we can roll that to 7 1/3.
And a double play ball.
Thank you very much.
They turn it, and the Cardinals get this victory 5-1. Todd Worrell, congratulations all around for him, and the victory for Matthews, who will go to 3-4 on the year. The Cubs 13-2, the only error committed by Chicago. Well, today's
people realize he gets it up there close to the 90 mark.
Herr makes a fine play and gets him. Herr ranging to his right. Came up with it, wheeled, and made the play.
Boy, those are the kind of defensive plays that was everything to gain.
Pendleton has hit in 5 straight games.
Goodbye.
Here's a long one.
Goodbye.
And it is gone.
Sure, you're going to see a lot of them today, folks. They miss the double play, and boom, you have to pay for it. Good baseball teams make you pay. And Pendleton plays on a good baseball team. You get that ball up today, and that's the first. Count them. Just count them.
Pendleton has now hit in every road game the Cardinals has played in.
Take a look at it. He gets it upstairs. Bang. See you later. Terry knew it. So did the left fielder.
He did a good job of that, battling that pitch, didn't he? Fought it off and banged it up there.
They come from the suburbs into the city. Runner's going. Strike out. Will he get him? Dawson is out. Yes, sir. A double play. Pena threw a bullet down there. I mean, a blue darter.
And a They get one, they get two, they got the double play. Well, they don't have to give up one. After
pitching staff with this left-hander, Mike Mason. Willie McGee gets it up into the wind. Will it go? You bet. Just get her into the wind here, baby, and she'll drift right out. A two-run homer for the Cardinals center fielder. Increases the Redbirds' lead to 5-0. And for Willie, RBIs number 41 and 42 in the air. There's the one, there's the two, and there's the three. Thank you very much, Jennings.
You called it, Iron Mike. How about that?
No runs, 2 hits.
Wrigley Field, Chicago. They play Ozzie to hit to the opposite field. He pulls it into the corner. The ball gets down fair. Tunnel will score. So will Coleman. That makes it 7-0. Ozzie pedals for third with nobody out. There's no play, and it's 7-0. They were playing.
Listen to this big crowd. They're starting to sing now, Jay. They're amazing.
Let's see if the wind comes back and brings that into fair territory. Look out. Oh, Herr caught it. Oh, my. What a tough play it was, and Herr, at the last second, as he was slipping down, was able to lunge.
Herzog with a pained expression. There goes the runner, and a ground ball to Ozzie. Got the force out, and out a double play. Boy, was that well done on the.
For 10 years, 33-year-old Andre Nolan Dawson was the spearhead for the Montreal Expos, hitting 225 home runs. Now, in his first year with the Cubs, he has 20 home runs on this date, tied for the league lead, and leads the National League in runs batted in. Jack Clark spent 9 years with the San Francisco Giants, but he has found a home in the uniform of the St. Louis Cardinals. Clark has 17 home runs today. That's as many as the Cardinals had on this date, all of 1986. So two fellows who have changed uniforms and are thriving by it. Andre Dawson leading the Cubs. Jack Clark and the Cardinals will go head-to-head today on the Game of the Week.
Busch Memorial Stadium. It's the Chicago Cubs versus the St. Louis Cardinals. The Game of the Week.
Now with a chance to play. Tony Pena behind the plate. Talking about coming over from Pittsburgh, that's the story on the right-hander, Lee Tunnell. Tunnell is 2-1. No record against Chicago. 1-2 lifetime. This will be his 5th start since he was called up the middle of May from Louisville. If he is on his game, he will throw a lot of strikes. He is basically a control pitcher. American League that hasn't lost 3 in a row. The blazing hot Toronto Blue Jays, who have won 10 straight. And that takes care of Sandberg.
And that's exactly where Tunnell has to pitch to be effective. And look where this 2-strike pitch is. Pena sets up outside, and he just nails it right there. Perfect pitch.
He's with St. Louis. And one big difference, he used to be a blazing threat on the baselines, but no longer. He whacks it to right field. John Morris, a full turn to make the catch. Now that's a big league outfielder's play.
Well, that ball was sinking. He thought it was over his head, and he was going to play it close to the warning track. And watch him make the complete turn. He's already made it by our picture, and he did make a...
He hurt one thing, started to favor that, and hurt the other. High drive into right field. Andre Dawson going back at the track, at the wall, gone. That is Terry Pendleton's 4th home run of the year, and the 2nd that he has hit as a left-handed batter. For Rick Sutcliffe, that would be the 9th home run that he has allowed.
You have to move him back. He's set up to go outside if he chooses.
2-2. Breaking ball hits slowly to third. Pendleton is going to first base, and he pulls Clark off the bag. Sandberg colliding with Clark, landed heavily on the rug, and a signal from first base, and evidently he's hurting. Jimmy Snyder waving to the bench. The run is in to make it 2-1 in favor of the Cubs. We can see exactly what happened on the collision with Clark. Here we go. Here's the ground ball to Pendleton. He's going to make a hurried off-balance throw, jumping in the air. So it's going to be high. Now let's watch. There's Clark. There's the left knee.
That's what did it.
And the left foot going by.
Yep.
Sandberg, evidently, when he was clipped by Clark's foot, that caused him with Tony Pena on deck. And that's hit towards right center, and it will fall. And Morris going for two. In there. And that was the experience of playing on the rug. He saw that Dawson was cautiously playing it away.
Yes, he was, and we said you might see some tricky bounces, and Morris, he's running hard all the way because he knows that Dawson is going to be cautious, because if he gets too close to that bounce, it's going over his head, and he's got himself an easy double. And
tying run at second, and he's going to third. The pitch inside, he's stolen it.
They're on their own, and after a run, he manufactured a double, and now it's really a triple because here it is, one man out, and Pena with the fly ball can drive in that big run.
You have the combination of a knowledge. 2-2. And it's a ground ball under his glove. Noche at the bag. Safe. The run to the plate scored.
As we said, he's ahead in the count. Only the times he's walked players, he's been behind.
Yes, sir. Struck him out. Fifth strikeout of the night for Matthews. The Phillies ran two. No.
And it's Oquendo at shortstop who throws him out. Pendleton throws on, and the Redbirds have won it. And the Redbirds have a 15-5 victory and a 5.5 game lead in the National League East.
Experience and a proving chance for a fellow like you, because you know what great competition you have on this ball club, and even Lindemann not on the ball club, you know he's
player this evening, Kurt Ford. Ford wins a donation of $50 to the Variety Clubs of St. Louis. The Midas Muffler MVP award to Kurt Ford, who had a 2-run homer in the third, homered again in the fifth, doubled and scored in the seventh. And his
Agent Orange at the plate, and there it goes. He had 2 home runs yesterday, 3 on Saturday. He leads the majors with 27 big ones on the season. He got some help from Jose Canseco, who sockoed 2 home.
Clark hitless tonight. Roger McDowell out of the bullpen, and Clark hits a high drive to deep left field. McReynolds going back, and Clark's hit number 23 into the bullpen. A towering shot. And the Cardinals are within 1. Jack Clark's career high for homers is 27, and he's had some big years, and he already has 23, not even at the halfway mark this year.
Catchers do not catch a lot of high sinkers. This is what happens to them. McDowell's 4th home run yielded, and that has been one of McDowell's problems. He has professed that.
Stealing goals, it's just a matter of me getting on and getting an opportunity to go. You know, my own base percentage is not that high. And a lot of times Jack is in front of me or somebody's in front of me hitting that 5th slot. So, you know, I'm kind of limited in that area. So, but as far as problems with my knee, you know.
Man of jewelry. He has An extensive thank you for the double play.
There it is.
Tommy.
Santana.
Carry that jewelry back to the dugout.
Santana is out 6-4-3. Clark and Fernandez head to head. And down the line. Fair ball. Here comes Pendleton. And they're going to hold her. It'll be a double for Clark, and it's a 3-2 game. Jack Clark picks up RBI number 73 on the season.
73, that's the tops in the major leagues this year.
The Mets take on the St. Louis Cardinals. 22, that helps. Curveball got him looking. Arm to throw. Ground ball in the hole. Johnson off the glove of Howard Johnson and into left field. And the Cardinals have their first base runner.
The year. The only man to be the general manager of the year in both leagues. And that ball popped out of the glove of Payne. And strike three. So McGreen pumps him out on 3 pitches. Once again, the 3-2 pitch. And is drilled down the right field line. The ball is by Mazzilli. Coming to third is Clark, and he will come in to score. Oh, runners at first and second, no one out. Santana, the batter, and it's bounced out to short. Should be an easy double play. They get one and the other.
7 overall. And he gets a base hit to right field with 1 out. Pendleton running, and Carter could not get the ball out of the webbing of his catcher's mitt. It was 2 balls, no strikes to Tom Herr. And a fastball line to center. Mookie coming hard off his glove. Pendleton was going back to second, so he will be held at third. And the Cardinals have runners at first and third with 1.
You're trying to pick up where that runner is. There it is. He's taking a little peek to see where that.
He is running. And it's drilled down the line. Fair ball. 1 run will score. Herr coming to third as the ball goes under the stands, and so he will have to remain there and a ground rule double to the stands.
Well, I think very definitely the Mets got a break. Tommy Herr had already been moving real well. He might have got it in the beginning, but it really did roll underneath. Clark just jerks that ball right down the line. Howard Johnson, nice effort as he's tried to give, Doug says.
And Doug's trying to repay that confidence, but he walks in the tying run. Sid at the moment with a no decision, but still
for Oakland. Those are all the finals. Down the first base side, it's good. Clark comes home. Here comes McGee. And Pena goes to third. They hold Pena up, a double for Oquendo. How about the secret weapon striking again?
Run. Just a pitch up in the strike zone. He hits it right down the line by her.
A little looper into left center that's going to drop for a base hit. McReynolds with a good play hustles it back in. Line to left. McGee's perfect for the night. He is 3 for 3 with a walk, a run scored, and an RBI. And what a great at bat by McGee. Got him on the cut fastball or slider. I couldn't tell. Got him with the fastball. Line drive, base hit into center field. So Ozzie Smith extends his hitting streak to 8 consecutive games on this next extended road trip. Grounded sharply by Hernandez, a base hit into right field. Ozzie Smith will go to third as Mazzilli gets it in, and the Cardinals.
They're going to get a breaking ball? He is, and he struck him out. You could see the sign from...
Runner going with 2 out, and a line drive into left, and the Cardinals may score. And the left fielder gets the ball back, but Clark heads for home. The throw home, nothing doing, 1-0, and a double by McGee. Right into the corner. Griffey might have had a better chance at it. McGee, for the second time, hit the ball the opposite field. Now, if it stayed fair, Pendleton has to guard the plate. And he guards it well. That's going to make it 2-0. And the ball goes to the wall. There was a high pitch. Pendleton, we know, is a city boy, but he hit that one like a country boy. Never throw a country boy a high pitch. A walk.
Boy, is it. And anybody likes a high pitch.
I know better than I'm doing.
Ford trying to drive the runner home, and he hits it, and it's a fair ball, and the first baseman didn't do a very good job. And Ford stops, and it's 3-0. RBI single by Ford. I tried a baseman would have had that one. And then Ford can pull the ball, can he? Strike, he's out.
Oh, that's a big strike.
Fastball at the knees.
38 hitter against the Cardinals.
Uh-oh, the runner's trying to score. The throw, he is out. Look at Pena. Look where he went. He went way up in front of the plate, and he just took home forward to it, of course, July 26th. There's one up the middle and under the glove of Hubbard. Hubbard got a very good jump on that ball. He's 0 for 2. Stolen base. He missed that. 2-2. See you later, folks. See you later. And now Clark is tied for the home run leadership in the National League with 24. He has 76 runs batted in. And that's what happens when McGee is hot. And they have to pitch to Clark. And that makes it 6-0 and brings out Chuck Turner.
And there was never any doubt about this one, Jack. It was a towering blast out the left side.
His first of the year in this park.
Three more RBIs.
Want to watch it again? High fastball, and he nailed it. That's the pitch he struck him out on back in the second inning. Was a fastball out of the strike zone, but Clark caught up with 2 pitch with the runner going. And that's going to make it up the middle. Oh, yeah. Almost closed on it. The penalty. Breaking ball, got him. Pena has to tag him, which he does.
To win the Irish Derby, the Kentucky Derby, and the World Series. Ozzie Smith, another base hit. His first of the night. A lot of people would give a lot to the entire state of Georgia. Clark with another hit, another RBI. Here comes number 77. 7-0 Redbirds. 4 RBIs tonight for Jack. 70. And O'Neill still throwing. He had been throwing earlier. Oh, the Oz turns a 2-base RBI into a double play, man. Woo, what a unbelievable. And you wonder why these Cardinals lead the East. You're seeing it tonight.
What a play.
Man, oh, man.
Went full tilt to make it. We'll show it to you when we come back. Morris, Coleman, and Smith will be due up for the Redbirds. Some play to turn the double play.
You see how quickly that ball went by the mound? I mean, it was like a bullet. Yet Ozzie moved a good 10 feet to get to it to turn that.
He struck out none and walked none.
You just saw the only shortstop in the game that would have caught that shot. Here's
Morris,
man,
and it may be gone. It is over the wall.
Mr. Morris really wasn't satisfied with it, but he went down to Steve Braun, the Cardinal minor league hitting instructor, and I want to tell you, he listened, didn't he? First pitch he sees all night, and goodbye over the center field wall as you see the center fielder go back.
I had to wait
everything
to make
he could,
sure.
And over the wall, baby.
And into right field, Coleman takes a look and turns on the motor, and he's into third.
On the fire. Watch Ozzie turn. Boom. Whack. Right by the first baseman into right field. That sends Vince over to third. And O'Neill is faced.
And that's all for him. Strikeout for Daly.
A full game on both New York and Chicago. Stay status quo.
And that will do it as Pendleton comes up with the soft liner. Daly completes the chore. Bob Forsch will get the victory, number 7 on the year.
And the Redbirds win game 1 of this 3-game series here in Atlanta.
From Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium, it's the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Atlanta Braves. Lively baseball of this season. An even better idea to keep it low in 87. Well, Coleman keeps it on the ground and sends the first pitch into center field for a hit.
And Zane Smith has been one of those. Another hit. He was to Ozzie Smith also.
There he goes on this one. Swing and a miss. Throw from Virgil. In there, and it was close. Virgil with a good throw.
The second half of this, he did not get an outstanding jump as Zane Smith sped up his delivery. The swing, and it was a breaking ball that allowed him a fraction.
Now a 2-2 pitch to Tommy Herr. And Coleman breaks for third, and it's hit through the middle. Hubbard backhands.
He's coming home.
Herr's going to beat it. Coleman to the plate. Safe. Oh, man, is that scintillating baseball. Kept Coleman at third.
The ball wasn't hit hard. It was a jam shot with Coleman on the move. And because it was a jam shot, I believe Hubbard felt there's no way he could get a good jump out of the box. He could get nothing on the throw. Nick Leyva, the third base, said, go on in. And there he goes. Coleman had to be pointed out to him where the ball was by Nick Leyva. And as soon as Nick Leyva...
Then he could rule the automatic out. But since it would have been a tough play, Thomas is allowed to hit, and down he goes.
There's the great change. That is a change off the breaking ball by...
And here's a ball whacked through the hole on the right side for a leadoff hit. So the Cards have the leadoff man on 2 straight times.
I don't know, Bob, if anybody's ever done a study of it.
Got him for the 2nd straight time.
He had him.
And he got him to swing at a pitch out of the strike zone. 3rd strikeout for... Swing and a miss with the runner going, and Hubbard, as you see, still has no stolen bases. Reds beat them last night 8-3. Into right center field, Deion James dives and can't get it. Extra bases. Murphy has to chase it to the track. How much does Cox want to run? Enough to try for a triple, and he's going to make it.
See a little subtlety in the... Zane Smith will have to face at least one more hitter this inning and perhaps one more later on in the ball game, and it could get worse. Cardinals sometimes only give you 1 or 2 outs in an inning.
Breaking ball is punched into left, and it's going to drop for a hit. So the 2-out triple by Cox proves to be a very big hit. Coleman scored the first run. He drives home the second, and it's 2-0 Cardinals.
Coleman on base.
One last night, one today on attempted steals. He bluffs the go, and Smith hammers one to center. Back goes Deion James, and he can't get it. It bounces up against the fence, which is a break for the Cardinals because it almost bounced over. In which case, Coleman would have had to stop. Now he's able to...
Smith got ahead in the count, and then he sped up his delivery. By speeding up his delivery, he got a sinker ball up, and he burns...
And here's a drive to right center. Willie McGee stumbled a little bit, and it's off the fence on the fly. 1 run is home, and that is all. If
that, he didn't make it.
They got him at the plate. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't know if Deion James picked that ball off the bat. He was very hesitant. Now, it is an outstanding relay. Willie McGee has a strong throwing arm, but he looked like he would breeze in. Here he is. He was halfway, and then he started to go back. You can see the runner on first. Thomas almost passed him. He had to hesitate. And then he makes a wide turn, and Russ Nixon picked up the next runner. Nixon, the coach, late blocks him off. This is why Cardinals are so good. Look at where Herr is, Bobby. He's right behind the infield, and that's a tribute. He knows the strength of Willie McGee's arm, so he did not have to go.
Needing all the help he can get in this inning and get some from his defense. Now, Murphy just gets a little piece of it, and Lake holds on to the tip for the strikeout.
Slider? Yep, right there.
Goodbye, Paul Runge. is a hit for James, and Willie McGee will retrieve it. Throws in behind, and Virgil goes crawling back, but not in time.
Take him out of another inning. Oh, man. But there had to be a second baseman there alertly. McGee had to know what was going on. It was not a surprise to McGee and her. It's a play that they've done before. But you got to have the people in the proper position.
The Braves have messed up so many things fundamentally today as to make this a very unhappy 58th birthday for Chuck Tanner.
Tying run coming to the plate right there again.
Oh, boy. We'll be back.
Call for the All-Star game. Will be Saberhagen against Mike Scott.
Horton comes in and fans Griffey, the first. Smith with 20. Then Franco and Worrell with 16. There's a high fly ball, deep left center. Way back, and Willie McGee! Oh, what a catch against the fence! Well, he has given us ample evidence that he wants to reclaim the Gold Glove in '87. I thought that ball was gone at first. Here's the 1-2. Into left field softly, and it finds a home. It bounces away from Griffey a little bit, but he recovers it. 2-out single for Steve Lake. Ted Simmons will start it off as a pinch hitter, and he will whack one which Tommy Herr can't get to. They'll score it as a hit. So Simmons didn't go up looking. He swings at the first one. And it tipped his bat back into the glove of Lake for the strikeout. 2-1 pitch coming.
Fastball.
And it's well hit to right center field. Morris is going to come over and make the catch. So Worrell, who wasn't terribly sharp, gets his 17th save. Danny Cox, who pitched shutout ball for 7 innings, though he was in and out of trouble through a lot of pitches, didn't have his sharp control, walked 7. Cox is the winner. His record is 8-3, and now the Cardinals have not lost a single game. They have led going to the 9th this year. They're 42-0 when leading after.
Always hit well against the Redbirds. And Pendleton makes the play.
What a
wow,
play.
how did he get to that ball?
You talk about
Pendleton
some
diving to his left, came up with it. And the Redbirds sweep the series here in Atlanta. Here it is again. Cardinals win 4-1. Look at Pendleton pop out there. And
displays new heroes. A group of super subs contributes more to this injury-riddled club than even their skipper might have imagined. There's Lake, Pagnazzi, Lawless, Booker, Ford, Morris, Laga, Lindemann, Johnson, Green, Dreesen, and a secret weapon named Jose Oquendo.
I'll probably surprise a lot of people, but I think that most of my success could be the hard work, positive attitude, and good attitude around me.
Jose plays every position but catcher during the year.
When you talk about our most valuable player, Jack, I still got to say maybe it's Oquendo.
The good play of this band of super subs makes the Redbirds unsinkable. Every player coming off the bench makes positive contribution.
1 run is home, and that is all. If
he didn't make it.
They got him at the plate. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
We've all contributed in
Morris, and it may be gone. It is over the wall.
Whitey really does know how to utilize his bench. He's great at double switching. He's great at using his bench. He has a way of keeping over.
And a long one down the right side.